My name is Lucy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I have been documenting my journey to my very first ultramarathon, which is now less than 24 hours away. So in today's video, I'm going to take you through everything that I am packing and taking with me over the weekend and the reasons why. So before we get into it, the race that I'm running is the Threshold Race to the Stones, and I'm doing day 2, 50 kilometers, which is the Ridgeway route. So there's going to be lots of runners out there today who have started either doing the 100k all the way through, 100k split across 2 days, or day 1, 50k. So we are about to head down to a place called Abingdon. I haven't really been to that part of the world, like the UK, so I don't really know it very well. But we're about to head down to the hotel there and stay overnight because we are running at 6 a.m. So it's a 4 o'clock get up. So I've had to be very organised, very prepared. So let's get into what I've got in my boxes. Now I've been very prepared. A big cool box, which is our Yeti. We use that a lot when we go to the coast and the beaches and stuff like that, just because it is probably one of the best coolers that we've had. It keeps everything super, super cool in there. So the reason why I'm taking the cool box is simply because I want to keep things cool in the car. I have got 2 big 2-litre water bottles in the freezer, so they're frozen. I'm going to pop in there. And also I've got some Solomon soft flasks that are also frozen in there. And that's because we are in our 3rd heat wave in the UK and it's going to be 31 degrees tomorrow. Now, luckily, because the race starts so early, the majority of my race will be before midday. The hottest part of the day is 3 o'clock. So I'm, fingers crossed, really hoping that I'm finished by then. But it is going to be gradually creeping up into mid to late 20s, which is still very hot to be running in the English countryside. So I'm hoping that with the Yeti, I'm going to be keeping my drinks cool in the car, because I'm hoping that my supporters and my support crew are going to meet me at certain points along the race. Now there are aid stations, plenty of aid stations, and I think there are now extra aid stations because of the hot weather for water stops. But I think it's always just useful to have just extra there. Plus, I have it on good authority from my coach and other people that have run ultras. It's really nice sometimes to just use some water to tip over your head or to dunk your hat in and then to put back on your head. I've also got something called a cooling towel, which I'll go through in a minute, which I think will also need some cold water for children. Anyway, the next box then that is very important is my box of nutrition. So again, I'm going to be utilising the aid stations, but I think it's always really important to have your own fuel on board as well. So I'm going to be taking some of this on my pack. Wonder if I can just change this. Okay, so in here we have got some Tailwind sachets that are already portioned out. There's 50 grams of carbs in there, and I think there's 1.5 grams of salt. So they're really, really handy and really good to be able to just tip into the soft flasks whilst you're running it and top up at the aid stations. But I've only got 2 of them, so I've had to portion out another. So yeah, this isn't anything class A. I promise you it's just carbs and electrolytes in there. I've also taken some electrolyte capsules. I think towards the end, like, you're absolutely sick of drinking sweet, salty water. So they're always handy to have. They're just a capsule that you can just take with about 1 litre or 5 millilitres of water. Squares bars, just because they're elite. Striker bars, which is 50 grams of carbs, they're also very good. I've got some gels, so I've only got 2 in here because I've frozen the rest of them, because again, they're going to be able to keep cool on the run, and it is awful trying to get down like a hot gel, especially in the hot weather. More Squares bars, and then I'm going to take some sachets of Cadence as well, just as extra electrolytes to pop in water if I need it. I've got about 5 of those, because sodium is going to have to go up tomorrow. I know that I am a salty sweater, and it's really difficult unless you've had like an actual salt test done. It's difficult to know exact amounts of what you should be taking, but I know that when I get in from like long runs and I've been hot, I have salt marks all over my hat, all over my vest, all over my clothes, on my skin. So I know that I do lose quite a lot of salt when I am hot. So obviously tomorrow is going to be extreme weather, so we need to keep on top of our electrolytes tomorrow. It's very, very key. So let's get on to the kit. Okay, so in my kit box, I have got my Solomon soft flasks. Like I said, I've got 2 more in the fridge already, but they each hold 500 millilitres of water or liquid. I've also purchased a bladder for this race. I haven't actually used this yet, but I think it's just going to be pretty straightforward. Fill it, that's 1.5 litres that it can hold, and that will sit in the back of my vest with this lovely sort of straw, because then I can carry more weight on my back rather than on the front of my chest. Women runners, you'll know it feels quite constricted, having like big things across your chest. Okay, so that is my water carrier stuff. I am going to be wearing some Lululemon shorts. I wanted something really lightweight. I normally run like with a 2-in-1, but it's going to be too hot and I don't want anything that's going to be tight. I've bought a new Fractal, very lightweight singlet, and obviously a sports bra. Hats, Fractal hat, which matches the top. It's got a nice big pony. I like the ponytail ones. That's that. But I've also, because I'm in my ultra running era and it's going to be too hot, purchased a bucket hat. Now, I don't care how much of a plonker I look in this. It's going to keep my head out of the shade. It's going to keep my head in the shade when I'm running through a field with no trees and very exposed to the weather. So yeah, I might look like a bit of a raver or Kevin and Perry style, but I don't care. I definitely will not care tomorrow. So I've got a bucket hat. Very important, skincare tomorrow. This is called Life Jacket Skin Protection. It's 50 plus. It's really good for like performance because it's got UVA, UVB, and it's like very light feel, non-sticky, non-greasy. It goes on really, really easy. So I've used that before. That's very good for skincare. Right, I have been suffering with a little bit of a niggle. Runner's knee, I've had it before. I got it during marathon training second time and I ran London Marathon with it. So I'm not too concerned. I have been resting it this week. I didn't do as many of the workouts that I should have done. Coach said, keep off your feet, keep off your legs, rest. So, but I am taking precautions because that is not going to be the thing that's going to hold me back from doing it. So I possibly am going to tape it tomorrow because I did do that with my long run 2 weeks ago and I still felt it towards the end, but I taped it. And I've also, again, just for precautionary measures, because that's not going to be the thing that stops me from getting through. So I've got like a patella band that I might also use for extra support as well. And then all being like the worst case scenario, I have got like this massive knee support. So that's going to be like if I'm not going to complete it and I need something extra, I will whack that on. So I'm probably going to give that to Karen in the car. I'm not going to carry that with me. Solomon vest, which I've been running in, well, for years. That's where my bladder will go. Weishi. If you're a girl and you go running and you haven't got a Weishi, you need to get one. So I've bought some Chafe Guard. Again, I've never really suffered from chafing until this Ultra Block. It's probably because I've never really ran this level, this volume, and in the distance in this weather. So I have been chafing quite a bit from my vest and under my bra. So I'm going to be using that tomorrow. It's very good. And I've got some Muscle Balm for on the way back if I need it. I've also got the Soul Saviour, which is very good. Eye care, I've got some Oakley sunglasses, so I will take them as well. Shocks open ear, so that I can blast some M&M when I'm feeling like I'm not going to get through. I've got a charging pack for my phone because the battery gets drained massively, especially when you're listening to music. And then this, my auntie sent me this in the post and said, I saw this and I thought of you and that you're going to really need it. Now, I have heard incredible things about this. It's a sports towel. It's microfiber. It doesn't look very special. However, when you wet it and then you wring it out or shake it, so for some reason, I don't know what the magic is, but it will stay cold for a long period of time. So I'm probably going to be wearing that across my neck at certain points during the race. But I thought that was really thoughtful of her, and I'm very grateful for her to send me that, because I definitely wouldn't have thought about that myself. Right, socks. I've got a pair of the Red On like non-blister socks. They're really good to run in, but I'm also a really big fan of the Belega. They're called Belegas, non-blister socks. So I will be taking a couple of pairs of socks with me. I'm probably going to start with these ones. I'm going to give Karen a pair because, again, I don't want to be carrying extra things on my back, but if I need to, she's got them. So I'm going to be taking two pairs of trainers as well. So I've got probably, I'm going to aim to try and run most of it in these Ultras. They are trail shoes. They are very grippy at the bottom. They've got a really wide toe, and they are very comfortable. The only issue is they are quite a flat shoe, so there's not that much cushioning there. So it's a little bit more of a harder run, but if you're running on like gravel or trail or grass, they're really handy. But I am going to be just taking my gel Nimbuses as well for more of a softer shoe. And even if I end up finishing it in them because I need to with my hips and my knees and whatever, it doesn't really matter. They're still like, I can still run on grass. It's not going to be muddy. It's not going to be wet. It's not like really technical terrain. So they should be fine on trail anyway. But that's just a bit more of a cushioned shoe should I need it. So I think that's pretty much everything that is in my kit box ready to go. I'm obviously going to be taking some clothes to change into when I finish. I'm going to take some Crocs because they are just super stylish, and obviously I'm going to want to get my feet out of trainers after that length of time. But I'm really excited for it now. I've been nervous and worried all week. I haven't had the best of weeks leading into it, just lots of personal stress, and with the heat wave I haven't slept for more than 5 hours each night this week, which isn't ideal, but I am super excited today. I'm going to give it my best. I will not quit unless I am forced to, through, I don't know, illness, injury, I don't know what. But we don't quit. We do not quit out there. So I'm going to get on that start line, give it my all, do what I can do. I'm not going to put any expectations on my first ultra. It's like my coach said, it's all data collection at this point. 1, do I enjoy ultra running? 2, then we can look at how did we feel? Did we get the fueling right? Did we get the training right? All the rest of it. So it's an experience, and we need to go out there and enjoy the experience, not put too much pressure on ourselves. So come along with me. I'm going to try and train. It's just carnage. Lola and Karen up on this camera tonight when we're in the hotel, and maybe we'll get some footage for tomorrow. But thank you for being with me on this journey to this ultra. Let's hope and pray it's a good race out there and we're safe. Catch you in the next one.